connectivity. This will help you to interact your Java application with any kind of database. Okay, consider you have developed some application in Java. So this is suppose one Java application you have developed, but this application want to interact with database. So your database is here, right? Okay, this is your DB. Now if you want to interact this application, what we can do? There's one traditional stuff which we have for connectivity, and that is called ODBC. Let us say we have one concept here, ODBC. This is what called Open Database Connectivity. Okay. Now this is one of the standard which is developed by the whom? Microsoft. And you will find where?
No. It's okay.
Well, so this is getting developed by the Microsoft Corporation, and if you open the control panel, in the control panel you will find one option ODBC, which will help you to create one driver, and that driver can connect with any kind of RDBMS. So this is one of the standard which is developed in the C language, which is providing one facility to connect with any kind of RDBMS. Could be Sybase, could be Oracle, could be Microsoft SQL Server, okay, could be MySQL. There are a number of RDBMS available in the market. Okay, I can list out more than 20. So if this application is able to connect with ODBC, and ODBC will take care of your database, right? It's fine. But still this application cannot communicate with ODBC. Why? Because this is using OOPS concept, right? While this guy is using the C concept. It has been developed in C language. Now Sun Microsystem has developed one concept, and that is called JDBC. Okay. Now your application can interact with the JDBC, right? Now JDBC again cannot communicate directly to the ODBC. Now there is one bridge they have created, and that is called JDBC ODBC bridge. Okay. Now your application will interact with JDBC. Now JDBC will interact with JDBC ODBC bridge. This guy will do what? It will translate from JDBC to ODBC, and this ODBC will take care of your RDBMS. It can communicate with any kind of RDBMS. Okay. In Java, we are having several drivers. There are different type of drivers they are giving. They are saying it is a type 1, type 2, and say type 3 here. We are having type 4. There are 4 type of driver in Java. So if you are using this kind of architecture in your application, it means this is the type 1 driver. It means we are using type 1 driver. The problem with this architecture is what? You have to install ODBC driver on the client machine to interact with the application. Okay, to interact with the database. What is the type 2? Let us say your Java application is having some native code. If it is containing native code, again you need to create some kind of drivers. Like what I mean to native code. Your application is having non-Java code. Remember I explained the native method, right? In that, suppose you are having non-Java code. Let us say you are having C++ code, and this guy want to interact with the database again. What do you have to do? There's a separate programming for that. If you remember, DB library program, which help us to interact with the database, right? Now there are certain like ADO DC for Visual Basic. If code is a Visual Basic, you are writing ADO DC code to connect with the database. So this guy requires some native driver, and then you can interact with the database. What about the type 3 driver? Let us say your application is interacting with some kind of, suppose this is your application, this is interacting with the server, and server interacting with the database. So you have to interact with some kind of type 3 drivers, and type 3 driver will take care. There's a lot of facility on this part. I'll explain in details. In type 4, you have written one application. It is a Java application, say. This application is directly interacting with the database. That possibility is there. If you're not having any intermediate stuff in between, your code is enough to communicate with your database. This is what type 4 driver. I'll tell you how to do that. Okay, stop now.